Hello there. My name is Linus Schessel, and I've been asked to answer some questions about autism. Um, and uh, Nadia and Ellen Young wants to know what it's like to have that. And My Race of Light Radio is the name of the station, I've been told. And I've gotten a series of questions here. And so I'll just start here. Can you explain how you came about being diagnosed? Well, my it's as far as I remember, it was a long time ago. My mother told me that she took me to the doctor because I showed signs of not being like other children, and I was 3 at that time, and she took me to the doctor, and the doctor told some other doctors, and after a long period of time, they determined that I had autism, and at 3 years old, you are being diagnosed. That's the youngest you can be diagnosed. So that's how that came to be. Next question is, how was your experience in schools and dealing with children and the school staff as someone with? Well, school has always been a very difficult time for me. It's I've always been shielded off from the rest of the world, living in small bubbles, controlled bubbles where people. I was led by people all the time due to my handicap, and I've always gone to special schools for people like me, and I've always been surrounded by people with handicaps of different kinds. So I guess that's not a normal upbringing, but I've always thought it was hell, and I understand that I need help with certain things, but it's always almost suffocating. The next question is, do you like to refer to autism or Asperger's? Well, autism and Asperger's are two separate yet very similar handicaps. My brother has Asperger's, for instance, but he's very different from myself. Medically, Asperger's and autism is said to be siblings, if you will, because they're so similar, yet very different on certain parts. Every child is different, of course, and every case, if you will, is different. But I have autism. Next question is it a learning disability, or how would you classify it? Yes, it is a learning disability. I have a difficult understanding obvious things that other people take for granted. Social cues and all that. And understanding if I get homework, for instance, and I read a certain sentence and I try to solve a problem, I I simply don't understand it because I don't understand what they mean. Of course, people who are not diagnosed with autism can have that issue as well, but it's very typical for autistic people. And next question is, were you born with it or did you develop it as a baby? That's the thing with a mental handicap, such as autism. You're born with it. You cannot develop it as a longer into your life. You're born with it. Sometimes it can be difficult to detect it, and and, and let's say if you're 17 years old and you get the diagnosis at that age, that doesn't mean that you have not had it as you were born. You still had it as when you were born. You just got the diagnosis at 17 years old. So yeah. Next question is, what are the good and bad of having autism? Well, the bad stuff there are a lot of bad stuff. For me, it's very stressful all the time because the world doesn't make sense to me still, and I understand that my handicap makes me not understand the world, if you know what I mean. It is stressful, and it's difficult. I have a difficulty to breathe sometimes, not literally, but I get so stressed because I almost want to give up sometimes because life outside my little bubble here goes past so quickly. It's just overwhelming. It's very overwhelming, and I would not wish this handicap for anyone else, not even my worst enemy. Because if you don't have any similar handicaps that I have, you cannot possibly understand to the fullest. The good part, though, is that we take, if you will, stuff literally sometimes, and that can be to our advantage sometimes. For instance, I am very interested in the topic of religion and religious faith and gods and whatever. I myself am an atheist, but I am very interested in the subject. If you tell me that there is a God and I've seen him and all that, I get very skeptical right away. Just, what do you mean you've seen him? You've seen God. First of all, what is God? It does look like, does he or she or it look like a human being? Or if you tell me yes, then I'll be even more skeptical. Just, okay, show me proof. Show me, because it's such a big claim. Then I need some hard evidence. If you don't give me evidence that that I am okay with, then I wouldn't believe you. I would not believe you, and I still don't believe religious people. no, it just all humbug to me. That's one of the perks, I guess, because yeah, I can get on over. Yeah, let's go to the next question, because otherwise I'll get stuck to this one, and yeah. Next question is, can you lead a normal life, like work, relationships, and if yes, how do you contribute to this world? Can I lead a normal life? I want to. I strive to, because of my past, of how my life used to be. I felt like I was autistic all the time. I felt like I was handicapped. I didn't feel like I didn't feel like everyone else. I don't mean like that. I mean, everyone are unique in their own way. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like I was specially treated, and not in a bad way necessarily, but it was very suffocating. It was, and but now I live a different life. I live it's more in the direction that I wanted. The room I am in right now is part of a, albeit small, but my own actual apartment. For the first time, I have an apartment. I'm almost 27 years old. And I was controlled by someone close to me. I'm not going to go into all that. But yeah, I want to be more like everyone else, if you will. And let's see, relationships, right? Yeah. Well, due to having difficulty to understand social cues and everything social, speaking to other people and understanding their reactions and understanding why they react like that and how I should react when they react like that, and all that comes more natural to others, does not come natural to us, and that makes it very difficult to maintain a relationship for a longer period of time, because the person that knows that we have autism, we don't want them to suffer due to that, because it might be very stressful for them, and at the same time it gets very stressful to us. This video is starting to get really long, and soon it's going past that the time period where YouTube won't accept this video because it's too long, so I better end this and continue the questions in another video. Thanks for dropping by, and I'll see you later.